dímelo, mi gente, que lo que? You already know this is Pong, Drunk, Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moo Shot himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Thurman, back on the mic, back on the scene. Great interview with Marcos Villegas, Fight Hub. Shout out to Marcos Villegas. Go check out the full interview. Keith Thurman said that Canelo Alvarez, y'all already know Canelo Alvarez, a.k.a. King Nelo, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. get the fuck out of here, man. Canelo, the 4th Division World Champion, the newly super middleweight champion of the world, and currently trying to go to the cruiserweight division to become a 5th Division World Champion. Wow. For me, as a boxing fan, wow. Accomplishment. Wow. Legacy. Wow. For Canelo Alvarez, y'all already know the legacy reigns supreme. But Keith Thurman said that Canelo Alvarez is cherry picking a little bit just like Floyd Mayweather. They also asked him about that he would like to see, he feel like there's other better challenges out there for Canelo Alvarez, like, and Marcos Villegas said, like David Benavidez and Jamal Charlo. That's preference. That is what, you know, your opinion. You know, everybody got an opinion. You feel me? But realistically, what these other guys have done, so we could say that these are a better challenge than even Makabu. I mean, do you want Canelo Alvarez to go back to the 160? I know it. You asking Canelo Alvarez that went to 175, 168, trying to go to cruiserweight, to go back to the 160, so that they could call him a weight bully, right? David Benavidez, hey, if David Benavidez never would have screwed up, y'all. See, it seems like when people talk about David Benavidez, I like David Benavidez. I also said that I would like to see a fight with Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, but it's not a must. Let's be real. David Benavidez brings nothing to the table in terms of legacy for Canelo Alvarez. Even Keith Thurman also said he has the right to pick and choose. There's a lot of fighters that's not named Mayweather or Canelo Alvarez that has the right to pick and choose because my man, Keith Thurman, I'm a fan of Keith Thurman. You had the right to pick and choose. You had the right to pick and choose Mario Barrios. I do believe that you had the right to pick and choose Mario Barrios. You had the right to pick and choose Josecito Lopez. It was Keith Thurman, you, sir, that said that, you know, I'm willing to, this is my get back year. You have detailed what you're going to do next in your career. Now, what's really the definition of cherry pick? I know opponents pick their opponents, but cherry pick means the easier opponent. I mean, like, Canelo Alvarez is picking champions. Now, it's either people don't respect champions, or champions don't mean nothing, or they do. Like, we gotta pick one. Canelo Alvarez is picking a champion in the cruiserweight division. No matter if you know him or not, or we know about him so much. I know everybody was trying to Google to find out who Makabu is, right? But this is what I mean about the sport of boxing and the fans. There's too much contradiction. Is champions important? Do you want fighters to go for legacy? Or do you want, do you want Canelo Alvarez to stop going to become a 5th Division World Champion and fight David Benavidez, who's not going to give him nothing, even if he beats David Benavidez, what does he gain? What does he win? Ladies and gentlemen, nobody has done anything significant. Nobody has done anything significant legacy-wise to bring something to the table for Canelo Alvarez to be like, I have to do that. I have to do that, or the fan is going to say this. I have to do that. Canelo Alvarez, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it like now. He could retire right now and be a first ballot Hall of Famer. We can't say that with the rest of these guys. Maybe Bud Crawford, he's a 3 Division World Champion. Of course, Manny Pacquiao just retired. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. But how many fighters today, if they retire right now, you could say they're the first ballot Hall of Famer, or they're going to enter the Hall of Fame? Chocolatito Estrada, yes, right? But how many? Canelo Alvarez is in a position, and look, Keith Thurman really wasn't throwing Canelo Alvarez under the bus. He was just trying to say that he's in position to pick his opponents. But guess what? They all did. Manny Pacquiao probably, when he went to PBC and said, you know what? And they presented him Adrian Broner, he'd be like, okay. They presented the Keith Thurman. He said, okay. Remember, even Keith Thurman, you said that Manny Pacquiao picked you. But who are they picking? See, it's not about cherry picking, but who are they picking? Even Floyd Mayweather, people are like, yo, he was cherry picking, but Floyd Mayweather picked champions as well. Not Broner. That was his finale. I mean, Berto, that's his finale fight. But even if he picks his opponent, He picked champions. He picked somebody that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, give him some legacy. I think that Canelo Alvarez fighting Makabu will give him more of a legacy than fighting Jamal Charlo. Because in reality, he already was a 160 world champion. Charlo got the belt because Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying, got elevated as franchise, and then they gave him the belt as Charlo was an interim champion. So, at the end of the day, there's always going to be some pickers in boxing when you are the top dog. Everybody wants you. You picking somebody, you ducking somebody. If you pick one person, you avoiding somebody. But who is Canelo Alvarez picking? He's a 4th-division world champion, so he's enhancing his legacy. Legacy reigns supreme. He's doing something right. He is the cash cow of the sport of boxing. He is the most busy. He's the most seasoned fighter in the sport of boxing. Man, Canelo Alvarez has fought 4 times in a span of 11 months. Damn, I wish Keith Thurman. I think he only fought like 4 times in a span of 4 years. I mean, it depending who he's picking. At this point, like I said in one of my videos, there is no pressure to Canelo Alvarez. Me as a fan, I'm like, yo, Canelo Alvarez got to do this. I'm just looking at Canelo Alvarez and applauding what he's done in the sport of boxing and what he's doing. I hope there was more people that's fighting like him. I understand that nobody got the power to pull these networks or these apps or whatever and be like, they could fight whenever he want. Canelo Alvarez could be like, I'm going to fight this month, and he could fight that month. Just like Floyd Mayweather. But everybody, every top dog, every cash cow had that leeway. You're always going to pick somebody. Look, I'm going to tell you like this. Look at Errol Spence. Errol Spence is going to be fighting Ugas, but the world want him to fight a unification bout with Bud Crawford. So, oh my God, you ducking Bud Crawford, but he's going to fight a unification bout. Vice versa. Even if Ugas would have picked Bud, somebody be like, well, why you won't pick Spence? If Bud would have picked Ugas, oh, why you pick Spence? But it's a unification bout. So, at the end of the day, do we want to see unification bouts? Do we want to see champions versus champions? Or do we just want to see the fight that we want to see, no matter who got a belt or etc.? We gotta. So I don't think that really Keith Thurman was throwing Canelo Alvarez really under the bus. But when you hear the word cherry picking, it's like, oh my God, he's cherry picking. He's trying to make it easier for himself. There's more challenges out there. There's always going to be more challenges out there. There's always going to be current prime fighters that could challenge somebody, and then there's always going to be that young hungry line that's coming up. See, right now, it was just about Keith Thurman and Bud Crawford. But guess what? Now it's about Virgil Ortiz, inserting Virgil Ortiz. It's also about Bruce Ennis. You feel me? Oh, Conor Ben. And at the end of the day, it's like that. Boxing is like that. You always, as the top dog, always going to pick somebody because everybody wants you. So you can't fight everybody at the same time. You're going to pick somebody, and then everybody going to say you ducking everybody else. Nah, man. That's not the way. Or you cherry picking this one. Now, I'm going to say it like this. Look, and we understand the sport of boxing as well. If somebody's coming off a layoff, they got to pick that tune up. They got to pick a tune up to get back in the rhythm of things, right? I don't think that Keith Thurman pick a horse and Cesar Lopez was a cherry pick, but some of the people could say it's a cherry pick when he has the green light to actually fight that fight with Errol Spence and make that fight happen. But you want to get that, you wanted that get back here. How about when Keith Thurman picked Manny Pacquiao? People was like, oh wow, well, you ain't picked Errol Spence though. But that's Manny Pacquiao. You know, that wasn't a unification bout. But that's Manny Pacquiao. You can't let go of that opportunity, right? It has legacy behind it. So guess what? This fight with Canelo Alvarez and Makabu in the cruiserweight division has legacy behind him. He's enhancing his legacy, and he paid his dues to do what he do. They're like a lot of great fighters. Oscar De La Hoya, Go to Board Promotions, right? He picked his opponents, but guess what? It brought legacy with him. So I don't mind people picking their opponents when they're in position to pick them. But if you pick them and it's going to enhance your legacy at the end of the day, because I always say legacy reigns supreme. It's not legacy for me, but legacy for you. You understand what I'm trying to say? After this fight, Mario Barrios, Keith Thurman is going to want the likes of Ugas, of the winner of Ugas and Spence, Crawford. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's a legacy fight. You understand that? Keith Thurman has a great resume in the welterweight division. Canelo Alvarez has a legendary resume in the sport of boxing. So, at the end of the day, man, let me know what y'all feel about his comments in the interview. Shout out to Marcos Viegas. Shout out to Fight Hub. And great interview. Shout out to Keith Thurman, which I'm happy that he's back in the ring. And it just makes the welterweight division interesting. And I'm all for it. Y'all already know. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Get my updated videos. I love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.